Alright, welcome back to the Gen 8 build video. Last time I talked to you, this had the Hobbywing 1080 ESC in it with a Holmes Hobbies Trailmaster Sport 21 turn 550 brushed motor. We made a change. Boom. That's right, we're now powered by Castle. We have a Castle Mamba Micro X and a Holmes Hobbies Puller Pro 2200 kV stubby edition. Stubby? That's right, stubby edition. And right now, controller is sitting there and truck is on the exact same incline we've been looking at. So, as you can tell, the drag brake holds it. Nothing has changed with the incline. We're still at the same 35, 36 degrees we used to be. Nothing has changed except for maybe a couple bugs walking across it now that wasn't there before. So, one thing I wanted to show you is the drag brake options. So, I mentioned before about having this controller and being able to do different things with it. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to pull this down. You don't even need to be on an incline. You can see that the tires are locked up, okay? There's not much to see. At flipping my switch. Free wheel. Okay. Flip my switch again. Boom. Just like that. Yep, we're drag braking. Just for demonstration purposes, I had a drag brake set to full effect. So, what you see is the full drag brake setting. Same way we did with the other two ESCs we did. So, next we will go do the same part of the course I showed you before, and we'll see how the drag brake works. Alright, we're going to do this section of the course now, guys, girls, whoever's watching. As I've said before in the other videos I did, this section is definitely not real technical. It's super simple, in fact. But it does show you different loads and how the truck reacts. Now, driving with one hand, I can tell you that just like the other videos, it could possibly be smoother, could possibly be better. But I'm just going to drive it. We'll see what happens, and we'll go from there. Zero change in throttle position there. Still zero change. Now I got to give it a little boost right here, which is not uncommon. Okay. Okay, let's see how this drag brake does right here for us. As you can see, it's locking them up without a problem. Okay. Now here's a part where drag brake being on may hurt us because it's going to stop us, and I'm willing to bet you whenever it does, it's going to slide the rear end down the hill. Just like that. Okay. Now I knew that was going to happen. So, kind of goes to show sometimes without having the drag brake to where it locks things up for you can be a benefit to you. You know, this, for demonstration purposes, just set to 100% for full drag brake, just to be even with the other systems we checked, both brushless systems. So, you know, let's try, just for the sake of trying, with the drag brake disabled once. Now it's going to roll down through there like crazy, mad thunder, but let's just see what it does. Okay, a little demonstration purpose here, just to see how this works out. I disabled the drag brake, so you'll see full effect how things go. I'm willing to bet you the truck keeps its line though. Okay. And it did. You see that? Okay. Now, yeah, you wouldn't want to probably go without drag brake at all. But in a situation like that, I just showed you the difference. How not having too much drag brake can be a benefit to you. That's why the Mamba X is so versatile, because you probably don't want to disable it the way I did, but you can actually take the settings and make it so that you adjust your percentage of drag brake with a button on your controller. So the versatility of the Mamba X is outstanding. That is why it is my favorite brushless system currently on the market. So I do like the Hobby Wing X, don't get me wrong. It's a very, very smooth system with an extremely good drag brake. But it does not give you this versatility to be on the trail or in a comp where you can take 5 seconds and bump your setting on your controller and you've changed the way the truck's going to handle what you have coming at it. So, a little food for thought there. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Alright, I feel bad. I almost did not show everybody this. I promised to show you the electronics. So here we have the Holmes Hobbies Polar Pro 2200 kV 540 stubby. You see the 540S. So we also, well, I'll get to that here in a second, but we also have the Mamba Micro X. That little guy has no problem powering this truck. My connections, you see a little showing there. Well, the other ones have shrink tube on them, so there's no way anything can touch. So we're good. No worries. We have dielectric grease on our sensor connections. Everything's waterproofed. And as well, if you look inside, right there, you can see the dielectric grease. That's all coated down in there, so that's waterproof. 100%. Good to go. So we are running a Castle 10 amp BEC. As we can tell, it is also definitely coated in stuff for waterproofing. And that brings us to this receiver box. We got 4 plugs. Okay, it looks a lot different than a factory RTR truck. So what we have here is auxiliary port coming from the Mamba X. We have the main lead coming from the Mamba X to the receiver. This does all your throttle inputs. In a normal application, that would also be what powers your receiver and your servo. However, we're not doing that. We'll get into that in a second. We got our steering servo, which is in a different location now. It used to be, I think, over here. Now I have it over here. And we have the BEC. Now, to get into this, you see we have a signal, a plus, and a minus. Inside this box, don't let this deceive you, because inside this box, the plus wire is not plugged in. I have it out of the wiring plug inside the receiver box. So powering the receiver and everything 100% is getting powered from our little BEC here. So the ESC is doing nothing but powering up itself essentially. And the reason why I don't with this setup, or if I have a jumper, I'll always take the wire out of the jumper rather than the ESC. And my main reason for that is, if I need to program the ESC, it's a pain in the butt yanking tape off the red wire just to plug it back in the connector to plug it into a programmer. So I leave the red wire on as much as I possibly can to that, and I'll use a jumper wire. In this case, this receiver box works flawlessly because my jumper wire has the part out, and for me to program this is literally a second. I pop it out, plug it in, program it, pop it back in, good to go. 100,000 miles. Yeah, so thanks everybody for watching this. If you have any questions, please feel free to let them in the comments, and I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to get on to some other things with this build. Some of you have already noticed the one thing. I had one person, I think, in the comments pick up on it. So we'll talk about that probably next. And then after that, I think we're going to get on to the body. So stay tuned as we keep this rolling. Thanks very much for watching and enjoying. I appreciate it.